Hello, friends. Only love is real. Why do I say this? I've had an experience recently I'd like to share with you, with everyone, with as many people as I can. It really felt like a rebirth. The experience had to do with Iboga, which is a master teacher plant, a psychedelic that is found in Central Western Africa, in Gabon primarily. And the Bwiti is a tradition, a spiritual tradition, that has been passed down after generation to generation, that have held the knowledge and the rites of passage and initiations that use Iboga for healing, for spiritual discovery, for rebirths, for people to awaken and remember their true self. What is the true self? In my opinion, it's the one in all things. It's been named many things, right? Many different labels for this. You call it God, you can call it Brahman, you call it the Tao, you can call it consciousness, you can call it Great Spirit, call it Source, Creator, Love. I find love is the most accurate because that is the feeling behind it. It is love. And it is the one in all things. And this medicine helped me feel it deep within my body. It revealed our divine nature. And it was so beautiful, so precious. I'd like to share with you more of this experience that I had. So I did a retreat. It was a week-long retreat. And Iboga is, again, a plant from Central West Africa, and the tribes there take it from the root. It's the bark from the root of the Iboga tree. Now, you've probably heard of Ibogaine, which is gaining popularity and notoriety in the West here, and there's clinics opening up in Mexico, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Europe. It's not yet legal in the US, but I think it will be very soon. And Ibogaine is just one of the alkaloids extracted from Iboga. The Iboga plant, the root itself, contains over 30 alkaloids. So the traditional initiation and ceremony I did, you consume the entire root plant without just the extracted Ibogaine, which is very interesting. I believe it's a very different experience. I have not yet done Ibogaine, but I believe it is a very different experience because you have all these other alkaloids. And according to the shamans and the facilitators that I was with, they were saying how taking Iboga is the more wholesome, the more complete medicine, and we shouldn't tamper with Mother Nature. It is very wise and has created this medicine with all those other alkaloids intentionally. They all serve a purpose, which you have yet to discover scientifically. But experientially, I can tell you it was amazing, and the medicine felt very wise and very pure and very loving, and its tensions are very good, and it's to help the humanity wake up. You could say the West, and not just the West, a lot of the earth, a lot of humanity on earth can be considered sick. Why would I say that? Look at the state of the earth, look at the wars, look how we treat Mother Nature, look how we treat ourselves. The fear, basically it's just fear. So this medicine is to help humans, the human species, let go of fear and remember that they are love. So in my experience, I was on a week-long retreat, and the facilitators were trained. My Muginda, who is a shaman, 10th generation shaman in Gabon, from the Bwiti. And the facilitators trained with him in Gabon and now serve it elsewhere and serve the medicine after supporting them and training with them, with the Bwiti tribe. So the week I was with the facilitators, it consists of a week. You do 2 ceremonies, and in between the ceremonies, you have preparation, you do cleansing, you do talks, and in between those you do processing, integration, and rest. So the first night I took it, and you start a fire talk, and the facilitator speaks some wisdom, profound, beautiful wisdom, which is really nothing new. It's just ancient traditions in the Bwiti, but this shares their beautiful belief system and tradition, which is all very simple and very pure and very beautiful, and which could also be found in many other traditions and spiritual traditions. It's really just those fundamental truths that they share. So anyway, I took the medicine, and the first night, you take it at night and it lasts all night. It's a stimulant. So before doing it, it's very important you get an EKG, you check your heart health, because it causes your heart rate to rise. And it's a stimulant, so you don't sleep at all night. It also produces ataxia in your body, which is loss of coordination in your extremities. And this is very interesting, and I think it's perfect that the medicine does this, and it's very wise, because it's like a built-in anesthetic. it kind of numbs your body, and it makes it very hard for you to walk and to get up. But remember that your heart rate is racing. It is pum 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 all night. And what a beautiful way to make sure you don't hurt yourself or your heart and have it pop out of your chest. Because if it didn't have ataxia, cause ataxia, you might be able to run around and do stuff, and be active, which might be too much on your heart. But this way, it produces an effect where you lose coordination. So you basically have to lay down. So it forces you to lay down and look within. And what a beautiful medicine, and what a complete kit that comes with it, the wisdom to do that. And I believe the heart rate is very perfect, the raising it, because I feel like it cleans you out. It's pumping all the blood through your body all night. It's literally like cleaning you out. And as the Bwiti say, and the facilitators I was with said, is that the first night is really a detox. It's really a cleaning out the system. Many people get kind of nauseous and sick. Maybe people throw up. It's kind of a purge or a cleansing. Many people the next day feel like they have a flu or they got kind of hit by a train. And it's a very beautiful medicine because first it prepares you. It detoxes you. And as you've probably seen, Ibogaine has been used for people with opioid addictions or any other addictions. It really resets your brain. It scrubs clean your brain receptors so that it's almost as if afterwards you never did any of those things, and it's like before you ever tried any substance. So there's no withdrawal symptoms. You're completely like new. And it erases all those, serotonin and dopamine loops that you've grown used to and habits that you seeking and addicted to certain substances. So the first night is really a detox. And it's beautiful because they play the Bwiti music, which is so fascinating and so beautiful. And the sound of the mugonga, it's a harp, or not a harp, excuse me. It's a stringed bow instrument. It's considered one of the oldest string instruments in human history. It's just a single string on a bow. Looks like a bow and arrow, but a bow. And they put it in their mouth, and they use their mouth. Kind of sounds like a whammy board on a guitar. And they strike it, and it goes, whoa, 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 whoa. And that music, it feels like it's a chisel going into your body as you start to feel the effects. And it's really cleaning you out. Anyway, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. But so you start taking the medicine, and it looks just like a powder. It's like a brown, kind of gritty powder, almost like dirt, but it doesn't taste that bad. And you just take, you slowly do doses till it's a good level for you, according to what you feel and the facilitators feel. And then you start to feel the effect. You lay down and put an eye mask on, because it's a very internal experience. Another beautiful thing about it is at any point, if you open your eyes, take your eye mask off, it's not like you're completely like intoxicated under some drug. You can reach for a glass of water, you can raise your hand and talk to someone, you can converse. It's very loving, it's very gentle. But hence the eye mask, it's meant for you to look within, because then when you look within, then you get to see discoveries and insights, profound insights to what you are and to what everything really is, if that's what you're looking for. Really, it gives you what you're looking for. Just like any other psychedelic, really. It's all about mindset and your intention going into it. So I laid down, and I started to experience beautiful, beautiful insights, beautiful feelings, and that chiseling effect. And sometimes my body would start to shake with the music, just naturally start to happen. And it really feels like, to me, what happened to me was that it was cleaning out my system so that I could be a better receiver for divine truth, so that it can be a clearer channel for my higher self, for spirit, for God, for love, whatever you wish to call it, whatever belief system, whatever vocabulary works best for you. It was almost like if I was a lightning rod, it was like cleaning out the lightning rod, making sure it was perfect conductor for this truth, for this love, for this electricity, whatever you wish to call it again. And so I could be a better receiver. And so I could hear and better communicate with spirit, with my higher self, with God, you could say, with truth, with love, with the one and all things. And it was so beautiful. And the first night, I felt like a little bit of detox, and I've had a lower back problem for many years now, pain. And the second half of the night, it really felt like it was like wringing it out, and it started to kind of seize up and then relax, seize up. It felt like there was really being worked on my lower back, and I would spontaneously go into these deep twists for like basically 4 or 3 hours. We were just doing these twists and So basically it was just healing my back for me, and it was so beautiful. But what I also saw was very clear visions of what I was to do. Because you go into the ceremony, you write down 10 questions. And the idea is you write down the questions, and then the facilitator has your questions, and then once you start feeling the medicine, the facilitator comes over and asks you those questions to you. Because now you're with the effect of the Iboga, you're literally communing with your higher self, with spirit, with spirits. And when they ask you, you just receive the answer within you. And in my case, it was so beautiful because it almost like the download was just so intense and rapid and things coming through that I just got all the answers before they even had to ask me the question. He came over and asked, like, would you like me to go through your questions? I said, no, I think I got them all. And it was so beautiful. And it showed me many beautiful things. And it's very much also like the spice in Dune. It's so trippy how it really is. The movie didn't really portray the spice. I mean, how can you in a movie? Like, the movie was great, but how can you really portray and describe the effects and what he was feeling when you take the spice? Because in the book, it very beautifully describes the feeling. And the feeling the effect when you take spice in the book is that you can't really see the future, but you can see all the infinite possibilities of the future. So you can ask it, it's like, hey, if I choose this route, what will happen? And it shows you. Oh, if I do this, what will happen? And it shows you. And it showed me a certain path, if I would take, what would happen. And it was very beautiful. And it basically said, you're going to help, as well as many others, help remember heaven on earth. Help remember paradise on earth. And I started getting emotional thinking about it because it was a very strong feeling that I received and felt, is that we are here in paradise. Earth is paradise. The kingdom of heaven, is spread out upon the earth, and people do not see it. That is a quote from Yeshua in the Gospel of Thomas. What does that mean? Literally, it is here, it is all around us. That state of being, of perfection, of purity, that you are a star child, that you're literally a perfect child, perfectly loved by the Creator, and you are one with the Creator. I and my Father are one. I'm not different from the Creator. This idea of separation, that you're alone in a body, isn't true. Just a dream, just an experience, just a game. Really, you are the one that is in all things. And that one in all things is very, very intelligent. To say a huge understatement, is very wise. It is all-knowing. It is all-pervading. It is pure love. And it will take care of you if you let it. That's why also you hear this idea of become like a child, because you are a child. And just like a child, children are taken care of. They don't need to worry about tomorrow if they're going to get food. They're not going to worry about tomorrow if they're going to have a coat if it's cold out. I know it seems very extreme from our point of view. We've been so used to having to take care of ourselves, how to survive, having to plan, having to gain, having to plot to make sure that we get what we need and that we can level up and that we can get better and do certain things. And the message very clearly was, you are perfect as you are. You have always been. What thought would add one iota to your stature? What can thinking do? You are already the one in all things. You are pure spirit. You are pure love, and only love is real. And what I saw is that you're going to help people, me particularly, my personal vision that I received is that you're going to help people realize this. How? Because you're going to embody it yourself. Monkey see, monkey do. I can talk about all I want. So people see it and feel it within you. And a very important lesson, which I'll get into a little bit later as well, is that I see it in them. And when I see it in them, really I and them, these words that I'm saying, there's no difference. It's all one. So embodying the one and seeing the one and witnessing the perfection and the one in everything. And then they look at you and they say, wow, this other, so-called other, is looking at me and they're really seeing me. There's no judgment. It is pure love. And that is the ticket. That is what they feel it and immediately they remember. If they choose to, we all have free will. If they choose to, remember that same frequency, that same vibration and match what the other person is seeing them as. So that's a very brief taste of my first night. It's just showing me that you're going to lead, you're going to help lead. Humbly, of course, not that I do it. It's literally just a speaker for spirit, a channel, if you will. It's not that I do it. I, meaning this body, this personality, a man, Michael Lopatriello, this name I was given when I was born. this meat suit that I'm in, not this personality, not that I'm going to do certain things and I'm so, oh, look at me, I'm so powerful. Literally just allowing love to work through me and flow through me and give and give and give and give and become literally like a little child, literally like a little baby. And that was basically the first night in a small nutshell. And then you have a day to process. And they said usually people are pretty worn out. You know, you stayed up all night. A lot of people that are detoxing, a lot of people that are dealing with a lot of trauma processing, healing, deep healing, they're recovering the next day, and it's beautiful. And I am very grateful to say that I have had very little trauma in my life. In the past 20 years, I have been searching for enlightenment, for awakening, for the truth, because I've had, as I've shared in my other YouTube videos, I've had other awakenings, other experiences that gave me little glimpses of our human potential. I had a third eye opening experience, and it was unbelievable. I shouldn't say unbelievable. It's very believable because I saw it and I felt it. It was full of awe. It was beautiful. And this also gave me another taste of our potential, these experiences that I'm sharing. But I say that because for the past 20 years, I've literally been searching, seeking, looking within, reading everything I could, planting the seeds of awakening, of enlightenment, of love light, of feeling the truth. So what I received from Iboga didn't come from anywhere. And what I mean to say is that it's not like you can take this, I shouldn't say that, anything's possible. You could, and you could have such a profound experience like I had. Of course you can. But what I'm saying is this didn't come from anywhere. I asked and I received, right? I knocked on the door and it opened. I've been looking for 20 years. And I've been diligently looking, seeking, wanting this, thirsting for it, yearning for this feeling again of your heart being open, of your unity, of this pure love, this pure innocence, and this peace that melts all fear away, all doubt. After my 2 experiences, which I'll still go into more depth, I had no doubt. All my doubt and fear melted away, and I completely felt transformed. Before I had so much self-doubt. Oh, what if this is not what I should do? Oh, blah, blah, blah. Maybe other people won't accept me. Maybe there'll be apathy. They won't understand. They'll ignore me. I do not care anymore. It doesn't matter. Everyone has free will. They can do whatever they want. What matters is that you speak your truth. And it was so beautiful. So just to say that 20 years I've been searching. And I've learned that plant medicine can help you. Kind of just little reminders. And again, it is medicine. It is only you should be used, in my opinion, this is only my opinion, when you feel lost, when you're looking for a reset, when you want to turn to the next book or next chapter in your life, or if you're really sad, if you're addicted, if you're all these things, if you have trauma that you need to process and heal. If you need healing, of course, use plant medicine. But that in it of itself isn't the most important thing. The most important thing is what you are in your heart. You already are this thing that you're seeking for. You are the truth. And what this medicine does is remind you of it. Basi. So the second night, we decided to do it a day earlier because in that morning, in the morning of, after the first night, me and my friend who were doing this together in this retreat felt great. I felt amazing. Very fortunate to have very little trauma and to be very healthy and to be very active and clean, eating very clean up to this. So I felt like there was very little detox for me. The only thing that was painful was my lower back because it really worked on my back, which felt amazing. So we felt great. I energized. I felt amazing. Oh, in the morning, like the sheets when I was sleeping felt so good. Like your body feels good. It's almost like it cleans out your senses and you're like, wow, just to enjoy your senses. The sip of cold water, the biting of food, the taste of food, just all these things just felt new again. So we decided to do it the next night after one day of processing. So we went into the next ceremony. And the Bwiti tradition and the tradition of these facilitators who were trained for the Bwiti, that went to Africa and trained there, said the second night is supposed to be more of a spiritual discovery. And they kind of said, the facilitator says, it seems like you guys already kind of went into spiritual discovery because we had very little detox and very little trauma to process, which is fine. I'm not saying it's better. That just was our experience. It's a beautiful medicine because it can help you heal your trauma, your addictions, your patterns that no longer serve you, So the second night begins, and oh my gosh, it is indescribable, my experience. just like any beautiful, profound, spiritual experience, any kind of experience of the heart that you have, it's truly indescribable, right? You can't really describe that feeling. But I shall try nonetheless. So all night, it was going through my mind, and it felt like if I was a computer, it was taking this hard drive from my brain, and it was cleaning it all out. It was removing all old applications, and the whole software. Excuse me, it's kind of cold out here. I'm starting to get a shiver. The old software is cleaning it all out. It's like removing all applications no longer serve you. All the old stuff that's been stored in the documents and all these things that you're like, why is this here? It's literally just erasing it, cleaning it all out so that you can be fresh and get a full new software, full new applications, and almost get your version 2.0, right? It's just a full upgrade so that your highest potential, highest self, so that you're clear conduit to receive truth from spirit, from love, from source, again, whatever you wish to call it, from God, from your angels, from your higher self, to clean you out. And it really felt like that, really felt like a reset. And as it was happening, I was experiencing it. So it'd go through memories. It'd be a life review, which is another common thing that can happen with Iboga, is a life review. So it didn't do it my whole life, but it went through certain key moments, and it showed me very clearly that you did this to yourself. Very clearly, and no judgment, very loving, just so clear and precise, and the insight was so profound. It's just like, everything that happens to you, you do to yourself, because everything is you. There is no other. It is not possible to be a victim. Now that might be a little triggering, but that's okay. It's time to learn, it's time to heal on this planet. If you feel like you're a victim, you're choosing to do that at a higher level. You are choosing to have that experience. You need to take responsibility for your experiences. Nothing outside of you is affecting you. Only your thoughts affect you. Only your beliefs affect you. So it showed me very clearly that certain experiences I had, I did to myself. And again, there was no judgment. It was perfect as it was. And it wasn't saying you shouldn't have done that, because that led to something very important. It led you to this moment. So it was all perfect. But, it was such a beautiful insight. Just certain things in my life, I was like, wow, you did that to yourself. And it showed me in detail how that happens. And it's your thoughts of other people. And again, hear this word, other people. There are no other people. There's only one thing. Unity consciousness is our goal, right? Christ consciousness, Buddha consciousness, Krishna spirit, unity, cosmic consciousness. So there's really no other thing. They're a mirror. Okay, what does that mean? A mirror, right? You look at them, it's really you're looking at yourself. So any thought I had about someone else, that they're going to do certain thing, they're doing this for that, blah, 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 I'm literally casting them into a character, and they become that character, because you are the director. It's up to you. You are the creator. You are one with your creator. You're constantly creating. So you're literally creating your own movie, and you're casting characters into certain personalities, and they're so loyal to you because they're all one thing that they do it. They do it in response because they are the most faithful mirror, because we are all one love. And we say, of course, if you want to play that game, I'll play that role, just automatically, almost unconsciously. And you probably know what this feels like if you start to be aware of it, because if you're around certain people, you can see how all of a sudden you kind of change to them, just like unconsciously, automatically. And I've experienced this when I was younger, and it's like, whoa. And afterwards you're like, why did I just say that thing? Why did I kind of become something else? Their perceptions of you. You're matching their perceptions of you, because again, it's all one love, and we will do as the other one wishes. Of course, not completely. Of course, you're free will, you can do as you wish. But when you're slightly unconscious and you kind of do it automatically, it's like we love each other so much. It's like, if that's what you want to do, if that's what your dream you're creating, I will play that character in your dream automatically. So it was showing me how certain people are doing certain things in certain situations and things that happen because I literally was creating that dream. I did it all to myself. So that was one beautiful thing that was happening, literally going through memories of certain things that happened to me. And it was like, wow, I did that to myself. And that's a very big Bwiti belief and tradition. They say, take responsibility, you do things to yourself. So that was one thing that was happening through the night. And another huge thing, and I just felt it in my brain, going through memories, going through patterns, thought patterns. I'd have a certain thought pattern that I've had before, and it'd catch me. And you'd be aware of it and say, interesting, why are you thinking that way? And again, it would show me, when you think about other people, that's not them. If you think about it, our thoughts, when we think about what other people are thinking, it's twice removed from reality. I'm thinking of what they're thinking? I have no idea what they're thinking. And if whatever they're thinking is also removed from reality. Okay? So it was showing me like, that's all illusion. So for example, if I think, oh, I'm running like, just any example, oh, I think I said something that hurt her feelings and now she's over there worried about me and I shouldn't have done that. And oh, now she's going to be mad at me and shh. You have no idea what that person's thinking. And also, they're a perfect child of God. They are perfect just as they are. And they are free to do as they wish. So I was literally catching myself and cleaning out these ideas of thinking, stop thinking certain things about other people because that's your projections. That's your own perception. That's your own dream. Literally to let that go, let that go, let that go, let that go. And which is very, very important, forgiveness. This was a huge, huge main theme lesson in my experience. And it's nothing new for me. I've been researching again and again, especially from Yeshua, channeled sources of Yeshua, from John Mark Hammer, or from Course in Miracles, or from Brent Haskell, sharing Yeshua's, for me it feels just like his direct teachings, unaltered by religion, unaltered by the Bible. It's just a clear channeling of his original teachings to help you reach Christ consciousness. And he talks about forgiveness a lot. It's a huge lesson. And what I like to think of it as, forgiveness is for giving. It's for the purpose for you to give. It's in order for you to give again. So it's for giving. You're doing it so that you can give. And what do I mean by that? When we judge, when we hold grudges, we stop our flow of love. And literally, we are flow of love. So when you stop your flow of love going out to everything else, you stop receiving love, because to give is to receive. To give is to receive. To give is to receive. Another huge lesson, because it's all one thing, right? If it's all one thing, when the one gives, it immediately receives to itself because it's giving to itself. And the more you give, the more rushes in. If you think of it like as a mountain spring, as water flowing out, if the water stops and says, oh no, I shouldn't give it, then it's going to clog it up. It can't receive anymore. Maybe it starts to overflow, but it'll stop eventually and the water gets stagnant. If the water keeps flowing out, then the stream from the ground keeps flowing in. The more that flows out, the more flows in. Think of yourself as a faucet, as a fountainhead. So when you judge, when you hold grudges, you're tightening your faucet. You're not letting the water and the love flow out. Therefore, you're not receiving any. We're meant to be fountainheads, springs, lights, to stream out love. And the more you give out, the more rushes in. Therefore, the more you receive. So forgive is really also has nothing to do with that other person. It all has to do with your thoughts of that other person. So really, you're reacting always to your thoughts of the situation, to your perceptions. Right? You're always reacting to your own thoughts. Only your thoughts can affect you. Everything is neutral. Only your thoughts of that thing is affecting you. So really, forgiveness is forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself, and it's making me emotional. Think about it. Because forgiving yourself of the perceptions you put on that other person, and that so-called other person is you. The so-called other person is a perfect child of God, and is perfect just as they are. And they are free to do as they wish, because this is a game, this is a dream. They're meant to be here to do whatever they want, to explore, to learn, to grow. Okay? So your perception of the other person has nothing to do with them. And if it's caused you pain, if it's caused you distress, forgive. Meaning drop it. Meaning let it go. Because that perception is a dream, is an illusion. Because what are they really? They are one thing. They're the one light in everything. They're love. So forgiving is very, very crucial. Because only when you forgive your brother do you forgive yourself. And only when you allow your love to flow out to your brothers and sisters do you allow it to flow into yourself, because it's the same thing, you're one thing. And also, when you see that brother or sister as the truth, if you see them as what you really are, which is Christ, you could say, which is Buddha, which is Krishna, which is Atman, which is the one true self in everything, is the anointed one, is the Messiah, is literally the perfect child of love. Literally see them as an angel, see them as a perfect creation. See everything as a perfect creation. See the birds, see the trees, everything as a perfect, perfect creation of love. And when you see them that way, you become that way. Not that you become it, you realize that you are that as well, because it's a mirror. So when you see other people that way, it rises within you. So again, or not again, but you could think of this as divine selfishness. And it's not a bad thing. That's a very good thing, because again, what is everything? It's oneself. So being selfish is putting priority to the one self. And what is the one self, the one true self? Where he's talked about it, right? It's God, it's love, it's all one thing, it's light. It's Brahman, it's the Tao, whatever you wish to call it. So being divinely selfish is seeing everyone in their highest state, in their truest state. It's not even their highest, it's also their lowest state. By lowest, I mean their foundational vibration, their core identity. So you look to them to the core, and you see them for what they are, and whatever they're doing in that moment. They might be yelling, they might be not being very nice. That doesn't matter. Why? Because it's a dream, and they might be in a nightmare, and that's okay. Why? Because they're a free child of God. They have their free will. But you look past that, you look straight to their core, and you see the light, and you see the purity and the mystery. And you also admit that, I don't know. I don't even know what that true identity is, because I don't know what my true identity is. So as you see that and you forgive, you allow yourself to become it, and you be love. That is a very crucial lesson I received that night. And so the night continued. I kept receiving insights, cleansing out, more visions of what I were to do, my purpose, you could say, how I'm to help this planet be reborn into paradise, into heaven on earth, and everyone is at peace upon earth, and everyone realizes peace, and thereby fear dissipates, and thereby everyone's actions and words change drastically. Without fear of each other and realizing unity, will there be war? Of course not. Of course not. So that lasted all night, and it was beautiful, very profound, very beautiful. Again, I can't really describe it. A lot of other things happened. Maybe too many insights to share in one video. So then a facilitator came and tapped on my shoulder. I took my mask off and said, "Good morning, Michael. It's first light. It's starting to get light out. It's starting to be dawn. Would you like to go to your room?" And I said, "I don't think I'm able to move." The medicine was very strong for me. It had a very strong effect on me with the ataxia. It was hard for me to move, to get up and walk. And then I reached out and grabbed her arm, I believe, and touched her arm and said, "I love you. We are all love." And then I went back and closed my mask. And then all of a sudden, I took my mask off a little while later. Time's very, relative and interesting. Then I sat up, and out the window, it was a beautiful property. Out the windows, you could see in the distance the mountain range, and the sun was about to rise. So I sat up, cross-legged, took my mask off, and was just looking out the window at the sun that's about to rise. Sorry, I had to make sure it was still recording. So all of a sudden, my heart began to ache slowly. And then, all of a sudden, wham! I felt like I landed in my body. I felt like something came crash landing on earth into my body. And it was like, I did this gasp of air as if I was just reborn, as if I was a baby who just had that first breath of air. And I started hyperventilating, hard to breathe, getting those air into my lungs, and then I started to sob. And my body started to shake, and it felt like my heart was activated and opened, and I felt like it landed, and it said, and it felt like I was feeling every heart on this planet. I felt like I was feeling every sorrow, every pain, but also every joy, also every love, also all the excitement. I felt like my heart was literally the same heart as every single heart on this planet, and it was feeling everything all at once. And I also had the insight that every baby that is born on this planet, when it comes out of that womb, feels this. That's why they are sobbing. What a transition from being a beautiful womb and blanket of love and coming out into earth. Coming out into earth. Be like, oh my God, that's a lot. That is a lot to handle. So I was feeling everything so intensely, and I was shaking, hyperventilating, crying in the depths, the most deepest sorrow I've ever felt. And I'm going to start crying thinking about it. The deepest pain and this feeling of like, we do this to ourselves. We do this to ourselves. Oh my God, why would we do this to ourselves? We're perfect children. Why do we do this to ourselves? And then all of a sudden I'd start hysterically laughing. I start laughing, a laugh that I never laughed before, a laugh that came from my entire being. And I felt this insight, this beautiful realization that it's a cosmic joke. It's all a game, it's all illusion, it's all literally a mirage. We never left heaven, there was never any separation. We're all one thing, and it's all love, and it's so perfect. It's literally a joke. Started laughing from the hilarity of it all, the infinite of it all. Started laughing so hard, and then again I'd go back into crying, and it would be a sorrow and pain, but then also to be a laughing of just deep, deep joy and deep gratitude and deep love, tears of joy, tears of overwhelming grace. Just be, and my body would start to cramp, and I would feel the energy coming through my body, and then again I would start crying, and then I'd start laughing again. I would start laughing, and a facilitator came, walked in front of me and checked him. I could see in his face, he's like, he was probably thinking, oh God, this guy is totally lost it. Should we break this dude? And I said, give me a minute, I need a minute, I am processing, let me do my thing. And this continued for a while as the sun rose out the window. And finally it kind of simmered down, and I slowly turned around to look, and the two facilitators were looking at me like, and I started laughing. I said, it is well, this is all good. Please help me, I'd like to go outside. And they came over and they lifted me up, each under each shoulder. They took me outside, and it was a beautiful morning. And again, I might start crying thinking about it. And as I stepped outside, I looked around, and again, I started to cry so hard because I saw Earth. Mother Earth, I saw it. It was so beautiful. And the vista from that property was gorgeous. You saw the oak trees, you saw the pine trees, you saw the pond, you saw the grass, and it is fall, so the leaves were changing. And the birds, there were so many birds flying around, and they were all singing bird song. And oh my God, the pleasure, the joy, the pure bliss of feeling and seeing and hearing and smelling and tasting Earth. I was like, Earth! Oh my God, Earth! It's heaven, it's paradise. This is paradise. And I was rapt. I was awestruck. I was wrapped in bliss. I was consumed completely, but I would look at a tree and just stare in pure amazement. And again, I was laughing and then crying and then laughing. And I'd look around and I'd see a hummingbird fly by. And I'd look at it as if I'd never seen a hummingbird before. I was like, look at its design. Look at its perfection. What is this? This is rising out of mystery. What created this? Look at the design. Look at the grace. Look at the beauty. Looking as a small child, the wonder of a small child. And I'd look at the trees and I'd see them glistening with living light. And I felt the one thing in them, the same one thing that was looking out through me. And again, I felt like very much like a child, very much like a baby. And this was very much like a rebirth, which the Bwiti say, and all their iconography in the tradition, in the rituals, is a rebirth. They do the body paint of like umbilical cord and the white fluid that's around the body, around the baby when it's born. So they know this. This is truly a rebirth experience. And I felt reborn, and I felt like I just landed on Earth. It was almost like I was an alien that was like up there, not embodied, and saying, I'd like to experience Earth for a little bit, the senses and all these things, and having a body and be able to smell and hear and taste and touch and see nature. It's like, all right, and it sent him down, and it landed in a body, and it's like the first time being like, whoa, I have a body, and looking around being like, oh my God, Earth is beautiful. And it was so overwhelming. I was just awestruck. And I spent the rest of the day outside, sitting in amazement, in total awe, and again, being totally in the moment. And it was a complete experience of enlightenment. And this is nothing new. We've read about these from sages, yogis, saints, spiritual masters, of having the awakening moment, having a satori, you can call it moksha, nirvana, whatever you wish to call it, Christ consciousness. I felt it, and I felt like a new person, and my voice changed, and I felt like I was talking from deeper in my chest, like it was resonating from my heart. And God, it was beautiful, and I was just in the moment, and everything was new. Everything was made new and shining. And the facilitators were there, and they're a little concerned for me. And I felt their concern. I felt very sensitive to other people say to me. I'm putting on a hat because I'm getting cold. Hopefully the microphone's still okay. I felt very sensitive of their states of being. I could feel they were a little concerned because I was acting very strangely, was I not? I was hysterically crying, like heart-wrenching crying, sobs, and then laughing. So I could tell their concerns, and I would tell them to be okay, and I'd say, and I remember saying, I'm recalibrating. This is a recalibration, and recalibration can be slow, and why rush it? I should enjoy this journey, this experience, because it took me basically all day, and actually the next several days. I would be continue this kind of feelings of hysterical laughter into extreme tears. And another beautiful thing happened, and because lessons were instantaneous, and I heard that again and again. Lessons are instantaneous. Lessons are instantaneous. We're in a school. We're here on earth as a school, and your lessons can be instantaneous if you allow them to be. And what happened was, when they first started talking and stuff, I had a feeling of like, I want to be alone. But then immediately it was like, no, this is good. This is perfect practice because they are you. Again, that idea of forgiveness. My thoughts of them being something other that they won't understand, drop all of that. Drop it all. They are perfect as they are. They are you. They are a child of God. They are a star child, just like you are. See them that way. Treat them that way. And I literally slowly snapped into that, because at first I was like, oh, they're freaked out. They don't know what's happening to me. They don't understand. Some of those thoughts came into my mind, but immediately caught it and said, no thanks. You don't have to think that. They are perfect as they are, and they are you. They are literally God. And what they say is coming from the mouth of God. And right when I switched that idea, that feeling, literally it sounded like, and it felt like their voice clicked into them, and they looked different to me. They looked like angels. Their faces were glowing. They were pure love. And the things they said to me were perfect. It's exactly what I needed to hear. And I really did feel like, really, in that moment, more like a child. I felt like they were teaching me. And that was a very, very, very important lesson. Very important lesson. And I was just so grateful. They brought me coconut water to drink. And I would drink coconut water. Again, I felt like a little baby. It's like, oh my God, what is this? Nectar of the gods. This is just comes out of a tree, and it's already packaged for you. You crack it open, you drink it, it's exactly what you need. Coconut water? You kidding me? It's amazing. Then they brought me a banana, which I refused at first because bananas are considered, what the Bwiti, they say, bananas, it diminishes the effect of Iboga. So I could tell their feeling was, it was out of love, but their feeling was concern and saying, you should probably have some banana. You're acting pretty crazy, you know? And I was like, I do not want this to diminish 1 inch. I don't want to push this down at all. So I resisted the banana. But anyway, that was just a funny interaction. I eventually eat the banana, and I was like, banana, oh my God, this is also perfectly packaged, and it comes from a tree. It's like, this is perfect. We're in heaven right now. This is literally the Garden of Eden we're in. Earth is amazing. And it tasted amazing. And then one of the facilitators brought me rosemary blossoms that were from the rosemary bush nearby. And I was literally just cried with joy and like smelling rosemary. I was like, oh my God. So anyway, you get the idea. I was basically in this bliss state of living purely in the moment, purely in the now, enjoying the senses, enjoying the body, and feeling love, feeling. Another very important theme that came up was that it is safe to feel. Because there's a moment where I felt resistance, not resistance, I felt fear from the others, and kind of, again, I say others, feeling them, is really my own fear. I was my own fear, old programming projecting onto them. It has nothing to do with them. I need to take responsibility for that, which I learned in that moment. Again, lessons were instantaneous. And it was that it is safe to feel. Allow me to feel. Let me feel. I ended up yelling that at one point. I said, let me feel. It is safe to feel. Because again, I was sobbing, I was crying, I was sobbing, and the feeling was like, whoa, like simmer down, take it easy, you know, let's calm down here. And I was like, no, let me feel. It is safe to feel. Allow all feelings. Love keeps a house, and all guests are welcome in that house. If all guests weren't welcome, it wouldn't be love's house. And all the other guests are all the other emotions. Motion, energy in motion. Allow the energy to flow. Don't judge it. Don't hold it back. Let it flow. Let yourself to feel. is very cleansing. Let your body shake. Let your body sob. Let yourself feel. That was also a very important lesson. E, motion, energy and motion. It is safe to feel. Let yourself feel. It is safe to feel. So that was beautiful. And that happened a lot. I was doing a lot of feeling. And the day went on, and they were so helpful for me. They wrapped me in a blanket. Another thing that felt very important is that I was barefoot. Connect with the earth. I felt like literally I was a lightning rod, and things, lightning was striking me from the skies, and I needed to ground out. You need to ground out. You've probably heard of grounding and how scientifically, literally, it's been proven that it helps your electricity in your body. You need to ground out. You need to stand on the earth, and maybe not all the time, but get the insulators off your feet, like I'm wearing right now, these rubber soles, or on synthetic carpet, things that insulate electricity current. I felt like stand on the ground. So I walked in this beautiful property, and I laid beneath trees, and I enjoyed the day. Oh, another huge thing was the sun. The sun, oh my God, I looked up at the sun and started to weep again. The sun, have you ever even thought what the sun is? It's like I've never looked at the sun before, and I never thought about what it is. It's a ball of fire. It is love. It is literally the energy, the life-giving energy that gives us all life. Without the sun, none of this would be here. Think of it that way, right? We are literally all stardust. We are golden. We are billion-year-old carbon. And we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. Those are lyrics from a Crosby, Stills and Nash song called Woodstock. But it's very important. And yet we don't have to get ourselves back to the garden. We are in the garden. It's just realizing you're in the garden already. And literally we're stardust. Everything is made from exploding stars. And literally the light coming down is giving food to the plants, and the plants are giving food to the animals are giving food to us, and the plants are giving food to us. Literally all life is coming from the sunlight. It's from light. And I looked up at the sun, I felt the sun touching my skin, and it felt like love. I felt the love from it. I said, thank you, sun. Thank you, Father, Sun. And I felt it on my skin, and oh my God, it felt so good. I also had this feeling that the sun gave us a gift. The night of my experience, my awakening, it gave us a gift. And it's almost like the sun made love to the earth, Father, Son, Mother Earth, and gave birth to a star child, which is what I was feeling, which everyone is the star child. I'm not just saying it's me, I'm a star child now. Everyone is the star child. That's the point. And again, that imagery is very much with yoga. It's the Shiva and Shakti, the masculine and feminine coming together in one, the unifying of what seems to be opposite, right? Masculine and feminine, or yin and yang in Taoism. The combining of the two energies within you, the joining of the two, create a sexual union, creating a child, a perfect child is born. And on that night, you can look it up, amazing. I found out this later. On the nights of the 11th through the 14th, was over those two ceremonies I had, there was a huge electromagnetic storm. And it was beautiful. There was a aurora borealis. I didn't see it. I had my eye mask on. I was in the thing, but it was so strong. The CME is a coronal mass ejection from the sun and huge solar flares that it literally caused aurora borealis to happen in North America as far south as Mexico. So a huge electromagnetic storm hit, and what that happens, it sends out, I'm not a scientist, but it sends out energy, sends out particles, electromagnetic field of the sun hits our electromagnetic field on Earth, and it affects it very much. And to me, it felt like when I was sitting out there, it felt like we cranked up the frequency a little bit of the electromagnetic field. It was like, beep. And I felt when it was the quiet, and this property was very quiet, so beautiful, I could feel it almost like a tuning bowl, those like crystal bowls, like, ooh. Everything was humming, and I felt the sun like, ah. It was amazing. It was amazing. But definitely look it up. It's fascinating to look up what happened between November 11th to November 14th with the electromagnetic storm, the solar flares. And it was beautiful. And why do I share this? Because enlightenment is possible. Because higher states of consciousness is possible. And because when you feel that, you realize that's what you've been looking for. You realize that's what brings total fulfillment. You realize that's what brings love, peace, joy. And when love, peace, and joy fill you and you experience it, not just read about it, not just hear about it, not just logically thinking, oh yeah, it makes sense, let's love, everything's one, great. It's very different than experiencing it down here in your chest and your heart. That's what brings lasting change. Experiencing something brings change because it changes your motivation, it changes your attitude, it changes your actions, it changes your beliefs, it changes your perceptions. And remember, your perceptions are your world. So when that changes, the world changes. And peace on earth shall prevail. Because, again, peace, when you feel the peace and that love, all doubt melts away. Like on a sunrise and the fog dissipates. Where did it go? It's gone. It's like it never was. Fear goes away. It's the love that casts out all fear. And that is the ultimate healing. So I share this because I experienced it. I share it to inspire you, to motivate you, to have the experience for yourself, to seek for the experience yourself. And yeah, you don't have to go do plant medicine, but it is a tool. You can use it. It's a medicine. It's a medicine if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling sick, and if you feel a desire for it. You trust your own intuition. Of course, you don't need that to have these experiences. I also had a beautiful, beautiful third eye experience on no drugs at all, no psychedelics, when I was 18 years old. The point is, you are that. I am that I am. I am you and you are me, and where you are, there I am. The point is, you are the one in all things. And the one in all things is love, and only love is real. So enlightenment is possible. It should be sought out. It should be strived for, because that's why we're here. And also because it's inevitable. Because you already are it. You already are that one thing. So what does that mean? It's really just getting out of your own way. It really is just letting go of all the blocks and barriers built up out of fear of love. It's not like you have to do anything. You need do nothing. You already are that thing. Did I do anything? I didn't do anything. I literally surrendered to love. I surrendered. I allowed. I let Spirit clean me out and clean out the receptors and clean out the channel so I can be a better conduit for love. So need you do anything? No, you don't need to do nothing. But forgive. Forgive is your purpose here. Forgiving is the ultimate shortcut, the ultimate cheat code, the ultimate hack to realize enlightenment, to realizing Christ consciousness, to realizing our unity is forgiveness, which I already explained, but I'm going to explain it again one more time. Because it is logical once you really start to understand it. And it might take a second because we're so used to this idea of other people do really bad things, and other people are victims, and other people need to be judged, and other people need to be punished for what they did because they did wrong things. But once you understand it, it is beautiful. The curriculum of the Holy Spirit, the curriculum of Spirit also appeals to logic once you understand it. It does, it really does, and it's beautiful once it starts to click. It's just coming from different parameters, from a fully different place of where you're standing, not from separation. Everything's separate, everyone needs to survive, everyone's on their own. It's coming from a standpoint of everything's one thing. Everything is literally one thing. Forgiveness. Remember, forgiving. You're doing it in order to give that much more because you want to give, because that's what you are. Because as you give, so shall you receive. You want to be that open channel. You want to be that flowing waterfall. You want to be that fountainhead. You want to be that conductor of that electricity. You want to be the channel because that's what brings you joy. That's what brings you love. That's what brings you excitement. That's what brings fulfillment. And that's what casts out all fear. So it's for giving. It's in order to give. And what do you do? What does that mean? It's really just letting go of your own perceptions. It has nothing to do with the other person. They've done nothing wrong. They are perfect, just as they are. You can't experience anything in your life that you're not the vibration of. Therefore, you're letting go of your own perceptions of that person. Because all the time you've been reacting only to your own perceptions of that person. And really, when you forgive those perceptions, you're forgiving yourself. Because before you were perceiving yourself that way, because they are you. So you were thinking it was possible for a perfect child of God to be not the perfect child of God. You thought it'd be possible for God to be something other than the God. It really comes down to that, right? Really, only two choices, two ideas. God isn't or God is. Fear or love. And if God is, that means God is. That means God is, period. That means everyone, everything, every bird, every tree, every action, everything is God. And God is so powerful, it wouldn't ever limit itself Therefore, everyone's free to do as they wish. Free will. Because if you're to limit God, that makes no sense. God doesn't limit itself. So forgiveness. Forgiveness is literally deciding to drop all that, all your perceptions. It's taking responsibility, dropping your perceptions of anything other than the perfection that other person already is, because you are already perfect just as you are. Enlightenment is possible. You already are it. Feel it in your heart. Another important point is feeling, like I already said. Be willing to feel. Yearn and strive to experience. You can read the books, that's beautiful. That's what led me to it. Reading, researching, reading, trying to understand. And then all of a sudden I have these huge experiences. And that makes all the difference. So you too shall experience these things. Why? Because you are it. Thank you so much for listening to my story. Thank you so much. There's more to come. There's more for me to share. Thank you, Bwiti. This beautiful tradition they passed down. They kept it secret for so long. They protected it because they had feared, and they knew that it would probably be destroyed in the early in our history when we were colonizing and they're coming into Africa. They kept it completely secret. And just recently, in the 1990s, some of the shamans from the Bwiti heard from the Iboga itself. It told them, you need to bring this to the West. They need this medicine, for the West has gotten sick. They've lost their way. That's okay. It's no judgment. That's okay. And thank you so much for Bwiti for bringing this, for sharing this medicine, this beautiful plant medicine. It's Mother Earth's medicine for its children. Mother Earth, Mother knows best. Mother knows exactly the medicine we need. And it is so, so beautiful. Thank you so much. And remember, it's medicine. Really, it's just helping clean your lens so that you can see yourself better. Really, it's you what's important. It's the one in all things. It's the self in me, it's the self in you, it's the self in trees, it's the self in the presidents, it's the self in everyone. Everyone. No one is excluded. There's no exclusion. It's unity consciousness. And it's love. And to operate on that frequency, to operate on that level of consciousness, choose love. Oh my gosh, another huge one I forgot to share. What came to me again and again was choose love. You have free will, choose love. Because when you choose love, you're choosing to align yourself with the frequency that everything is, the foundational vibration that everything already is. Because everything is God, and God equals love. God is love. Aloha kea kua in Hawaiian. God is love. So literally when you choose love, you're just choosing to be yourself, and you're just choosing to be in alignment with the whole universe, and you're choosing to be in alignment with the cosmos and be in alignment with the same power that created the sun, created the stars, created the earth, the ultimate power that's within everything. And you get to choose. Why? Because you're a free child of God, free will. And because you are God, so you can do whatever you want. Choose love. And another thing, a huge thing, is that choose love because love is free. Love is free. You don't have to do anything to earn love. You are love. It is free. It literally takes zero effort to love because you are it. You are love. It takes zero effort. That's what's so beautiful about it. It's free. Love is free. Love is free. And therefore, love is freedom. Love is freedom. Love equals freedom. Freedom equals God. God equals love. Freedom. Don't we all want freedom? Freedom to create. Freedom to experience as we wish. Freedom to love. Two choices, fear or love. That's it. Very simple. The truth is very simple. It is very pure. Fear makes things complex. Fear or love. Choose love. Why? Because only love is real. Fear makes a lot of different dreams, a lot of different nightmares. It's all a mirage. It's all an illusion. It's all an illusion of separation and segregation. It's all about integration and unity. Choose love. Love is free. Love is freedom. Thank you.